Welcome in to the Rock Talk Studio, where I find you that next great rock and roll book or documentary to check out. This is the podcast that reviews, previews, and most importantly, recommends to you the good stuff. I'm your host, Big Rick. Let's plug in. And today, the spotlight falls on the book, The Whyte Python World Tour. And I'm going to do something that I've never done on this podcast. 3 years of reviewing rock and roll books, and I've never given this a shot. I've also never talked about an 80s hair metal band on the Rock Talk Studio podcast. Not really my thing, but I'm going to break the rules here, and I'm going to do both. Whyte Python was an 80s hair metal band that conquered the Sunset Strip and rose to international fame. Why have you never heard of them? Well, Whyte Python also had a drummer, real name Richard Henderson, aka Ricky Thunder, that was recruited into the CIA. And their song, Tonight for Tomorrow, became an international hit that was used to help topple the Soviet republics. Ring a bell? No? Well, that kind of makes sense. Because, well, I told you I was going to do something in this episode that I've never done before. And it's not just talk about a hair metal band, it's review a fiction rock and roll book. But this one was so good, I had to do it. The Whyte Python World Tour, and that is Whyte, W-H-Y-T-E, written by Travis Kennedy, is a fictitious novel that is equal parts parody and a large love letter to the excess of the 80s music culture. Ricky Thunder, the drummer, the main character in this story, he's like a cross between Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. And the writing is so good that you instantly get attached to his personality. You're following him as he struggles to make it on the Sunset Strip in the world of all that absurd glory that was hair metal in the 80s. He's hanging out at the Rainbow. He's stapling up flyers for his shows. He's living in squalor, all until he meets a girl that changes his life in ways that he could never imagine, and in ways that, to me as a reader, I did not see coming. And it's what makes this story so crazy and interesting and funny. It's just a really good time. His girlfriend, Tawny Spice, turns out to be an undercover CIA operative, Amanda Pierce, whose mission, Operation Face Melt, is to use a rock and roll band to help fight the Cold War of the 80s. It's a stretch, and I know it sounds kind of hokey, but the way it's delivered here, without taking itself too seriously, but with enough depth that it's just not a farce, it really works. There are some really great fictitious cameos. Bret Michaels from Poison, that part was really cool. He shows up and teaches Ricky Thunder how to handle the life backstage and the cold truth about what groupies really want. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith pops up in the book. So you're following the rise of this band Whyte Python, while behind the scenes, all this Cold War espionage is going on. It's a long but complete book. The book reads at 460 pages, and at times it does get a little drawn out with some of the CIA stuff. You're reading through briefs and different documents. I probably would have shaved 50 pages off, but for the most part, this book got it right. It was a lot of fun to read. It's funny, it's witty, the nostalgia is great, it's overflowing with a charm of 80s tunes and a kind of a retro vibe, but also smart in its own way. The setup of the unique plot really worked, and it has action, but it all has a lot of heart to it. This book reads like a movie, and since it's been published, the news has come out that it has been optioned for a movie. I can totally see that. This would make a great movie. It makes total sense. It's a great summer read. I highly recommend this one. I am so glad I took a chance and I read this. And once I did, I said, I have to feature this one on the podcast and tell everybody about it. Don't miss this one. Whyte Python World Tour. The book is 416 pages and it's written by Travis Kennedy. Interesting part about it being optioned as a movie, there was another book that I recently featured on the podcast. I just did a review of it that also just got optioned for a documentary. I'm going to give you the scoop on that coming up after the break. If you're looking for more or even different types of rock and roll books or docs to check out, I got you covered. That's what I do here on the Rock Talk Studio podcast. And I'm going to send you to a place where you can get a bunch of different recommendations, and that's the archives of the show. There's over 70 in the archives now, and they're all free and they're all available, no paywalls. If you like memoirs, you've got the new Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in there. Great memoir. Peter Wolf from the J. Giles Band's memoirs in there. There's a new book about Richard Manuel, a great Sly Stone documentary, my review of Becoming Led Zeppelin, the documentary, a ton of great stuff, a ton of great recommendations. So if you're looking for a little bit more, that's the place to go. Go dig around in the archives and you can find a lot of cool free stuff. Now, what book was I referring to that just got optioned for a documentary? Well, that's in the archives too, and I'm going to give you the heads up on that next. And this was a cool book because it's very different. It's a different style of book. It's called Slacker 1991, Teen Angst and the Generation It Created by Rob Janicki. And the beauty of this book is really how it captures the essence of youth, the power of music, and the universal struggle to make sense of the world. The book isn't just for grunge enthusiasts. It's for anyone who ever felt misunderstood or out of place or searching for something that speaks to them in a way music can. It's in the archives, episode number 70, so just a few back. There is going to be a documentary made to this, so congratulations to Rob Janicki. I look forward to checking that when it's released. Before I wrap up today's show, I want to make mention of the current book I'm giving away, Guns N' Roses at 40. This is the last week to enter. Guns N' Roses at 40 is a coffee table style book. It's kind of a retrospective of their career. It's done really well. That's reviews in the archive too. Only a couple back, so you can check that out if you're into Guns N' Roses. The way to get into the drawing for the Guns N' Roses book is to sign up for my newsletter. Comes out once a month, the last Friday of the month. It keeps you on top of the world of the rock and roll books and documentaries, and it's totally free. Send me an email at info@rocktalkstudio.com and say, Big Rick, send me that blast, and I'll enter you in to win that Guns N' Roses book. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Love talking rock and roll with you, especially when I get to try out some new stuff and a fictitious rock and roll book for the first time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, I invite you to come on by and share in the groove. I'll be letting you know about a new book that looks at the untold story of the 90s jam band explosion. All right, let's tear it down, pack it up, and head on down the road. I'll catch you next time in the Rock Talk studio.